Today we like to discuss top 10 exception handling interview questions in Java, so which I have faced. Like I have given nearly 49 plus interviews. So based on my experience, I will explain you like how we can crack the interview easily. So what is exception handling in Java? So it is a basically exception framework interview question. Fresher must know about this one. Exception is like a abnormal condition that occurs during the code sequence that disturbs the normal flow of the program. So for example, to understand this exception handling, you are connecting the Wi-Fi. Suddenly some issue happened, your Wi-Fi got disconnected. That is nothing but that is exception. So like why we are using exception handling, interviewer definitely ask you like why we are using exception handling here. We will to make application robustic. To make application robot, exception must be handled, and it is a mechanism to handle compile and runtime errors. And by handling exception, we are end up with giving some meaningful messages to the users rather than giving meaningless messages in Java. In our real-time projects, what will happen? Sometime our database is down, sometime we will get null pointer exception. So what we will do, we will use one custom exception throw, and we will give some meaningful exception like database is down, try after sometimes. Like this meaningful messages we will give in real-time projects. So I will just give you one simple example. So for the freshers, so we will use one try block, and we have code that generated exception. We have used one integer variable that divide 5 divided by 0, then definitely will print the exception, arithmetic exception here, and we will print arithmetic exception you got message. So in similar way we have in projects, we will print same thing but some different thing. Use of exception handling in real-time projects. So in real-time projects, how we are using scenarios. So in your interview, like we have 1000 to 5000 candidates, so we need to select out of 1000 candidates, 20 candidates we need to select. So we need guy who knows some extraordinary things of projects. So what we will do in real time, we have try block, we will get some code that having some database down. Like try block is there, something happen in our code, data we are connecting to a database, but due to some issue we are not able to connect to database. So in this scenario, I am a client. For example, I am a client, I am using Amazon. Due to some issue, database is down in Amazon. I am accessing, I am booking something in Amazon, grocery. Database is down. So what will happen? So what I will do, I will provide some meaningful message to the client like log.error, database is down for some time, database is down, try after some time. We will give meaningful message to the clients. Similar way, like in your mobile phone, you have the password like 5 times. If you put wrong, then you will get a message, try after 30 seconds. That is nothing but a exception handling which we develop. We have developed. Another thing is like we have 3 services, A, B and C. A is connected to B, B is connected to C. So due to some issue, C is not available. Some issue is there, C is down. So that time the B service, we need to print a meaningful message to show like that is the reason like the service is down. Another thing is like we have 2 services, A and B, and B is connected to third party services. Then third party services, some issue happen, they are giving null response. We need to print, like we are using one get mapping, we need to get the name, but what is happening, that third party service is down, so we are getting null. So what we have to go, we need to throw the null pointer as expression, maybe third party service is down. Like these messages we need to print to show the user meaningful message to the clients. That is the reason we are using the exception handling.